They said it was just acting. That everything Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun shared on screen was nothing more than two professionals doing their job. That every glance, every smile, every stolen moment of intimacy was carefully rehearsed and written into the script. But one look, one undeniable look changed everything. It wasn't during a romantic scene. It wasn't even part of the drama. It happened quietly, behind the curtain of filming, when the cameras weren't supposed to capture anything more than preparation. Yet fans caught it. And that one look from Lee Min-ho toward Kim Go-eun became the proof that words could never quite explain. He didn't need to say anything. His eyes said it all. That's why the internet hasn't stopped talking about it. To the untrained eye, maybe it was nothing. A simple glance, a fleeting second. But for those who have followed their journey since the king, eternal monarch, it was something different. It was the way his gaze softened, as though all the noise around him faded when she was near. The kind of look you can't rehearse, you can't fake, and you certainly can't direct. It was real. Fans flooded social media with slowed-down clips, screenshots, and captions filled with awe. "This isn't acting anymore," one comment read. Another simply said, "That look belongs to someone in love." And perhaps that's what makes this moment so unforgettable. Because when you're an actor, the world often forgets you're also human. But Lee Min-ho's look reminded everyone that even the brightest stars can't hide when their hearts are speaking. Kim Go-eun, on her part, seemed blissfully unaware at that moment. Or maybe she knew. Maybe she's always known. Because when she turned to him, her smile carried a warmth that matched his gaze perfectly. A private conversation with no words exchanged. The truth is, their chemistry has always been undeniable. From the very first press conference, fans noticed the way they interacted. The comfortable banter, the subtle touches, the laughter that came too easily. And while actors often develop good rapport with their co-stars, this felt different. Too natural. Too effortless. Too genuine. And now, years later, one look has brought all of those memories rushing back. For Lee Min-ho, who has been in the spotlight for nearly 2 decades, it takes a lot to surprise fans. They've seen him play the charming chaebol, the mysterious hero, the romantic lead. They've seen him at fan meetings, interviews, and variety shows. They know his patterns, his mannerisms, his public persona. But this look wasn't for the public. It wasn't for the cameras. It was for her. And that difference is what fans cling to. In the days following the viral clip, forums exploded with theories. Was it love? Was it admiration? Was it proof that their relationship has blossomed beyond friendship? Some fans even compiled past interviews where Min-ho praised Go-eun's personality, her talent, her humility. They paired them with Go-eun's own words, where she described him as warm, supportive, and unexpectedly playful. It painted a picture, one that fans desperately want to believe is real. And maybe in a way it is. Because even if neither of them ever confirms it, love isn't always about declarations or headlines. Sometimes, love reveals itself in the quietest of moments. In the way someone looks at you when you're not looking. In the way they see you, not as the world sees you but as you truly are. For Go-eun, who has always valued her privacy, this kind of attention can be overwhelming. She has built her career on talent, not scandal. On authenticity, not spectacle. Yet, no matter how much she tries to shield her personal life, moments like these slip through. And when they do, the world can't help but notice. What's striking is how fans have responded. Instead of criticism or backlash, the reaction has been overwhelmingly supportive. "They deserve happiness," one fan tweeted. Another wrote, "If this is real, I'll be the happiest fan alive." It's as though the entire world is rooting for them, willing their story to extend beyond the screen and into reality. And maybe that's because people see themselves in them. They see the longing, the tenderness, the quiet affection that everyone hopes to experience in their own lives. That's why one look matters. Because in that single moment, Lee Min-ho reminded everyone what love can look like. Raw. Unscripted. Unmistakable. But with every viral moment comes speculation. Reporters began circling, asking subtle questions in interviews. Agencies, as always, remained silent. Neither confirmed nor denied. The mystery remains, and in many ways, that's what keeps the intrigue alive. Because if they had confirmed, it would have become news, a headline, a story that could fade in days. But by saying nothing, they've allowed that look to grow into something timeless. A symbol. A memory etched into the collective imagination of fans around the world. And perhaps that's the beauty of it. Not everything needs to be explained. Not every feeling needs to be announced. Sometimes, silence speaks louder than words. For Min-ho and Go-eun, life continues. New projects, new roles, new challenges. But somewhere in the midst of it all, fans know that look will always linger. A reminder that even the biggest stars are not immune to love's quiet power. Because at the end of the day, acting can only take you so far. Scripts can only guide you so much. But the heart, it doesn't follow directions. It doesn't wait for the right timing. It doesn't care about cameras or audiences. The heart speaks when it wants to. And that's exactly what happened when Lee Min-ho looked at Kim Go-eun. It wasn't a performance. It wasn't a line. It was his heart, unguarded, for the world to see. And fans saw it. They felt it. And they will never forget it. So yes, they said it was just acting. But that one look proved otherwise. Because in that look lived 1,000 unspoken words. And in that look, fans found the love story they've been hoping for all along. But the story didn't end with just one look. As the video clip spread like wildfire, headlines began to appear. Some called it the look of love, while others labeled it another clever PR stunt. Reporters, as always, wanted to turn something simple into a spectacle. And soon questions followed them everywhere. At press conferences, during interviews, even while promoting new projects, journalists slipped in questions disguised as curiosity. What do you think makes your partnership with Kim Go-eun so special? Do you two still stay in touch off-screen? Fans can't stop talking about your chemistry. What's your secret? Lee Min-ho, ever the professional, would smile faintly, giving polished answers about teamwork, respect, and admiration. But observant fans noticed the way his tone shifted, softer whenever her name was mentioned. They noticed the way his eyes lit up, just slightly, in those brief moments. And Go-eun, with her usual grace, would laugh softly, brushing off the questions with humility. But even in her silence, fans read volumes. Because silence, sometimes, is the loudest answer of all. Rumors swirled endlessly. Some claimed they were secretly dating. Others whispered about late-night sightings, about chance encounters too coincidental to ignore. A few tabloids even went as far as to suggest family involvement, speculating that marriage could be on the horizon. None of it was confirmed. None of it denied. And so, the mystery grew. But what fans couldn't deny was how natural they seemed together. In every clip, every interview, every behind-the-scenes snippet, there was an ease between them that couldn't be rehearsed. It wasn't the forced chemistry of two actors fulfilling obligations. It was something deeper. The way she leaned slightly toward him without realizing